What's up, everybody? Mirtha, I have to laugh at that one. We're back to the old song. That was the original. That was before Andy.
You've got mail.
Oh, I got Andy mail. I got to turn that off. All right, we're gonna show the pups. Let me turn off my phone because I have notifications set and it is crazy. So that was the original. Here's the boys, and we'll say hi. We'll do romper room like Don just said. It's getting kind of hard. Louis is 15 pounds. He'll sit there pretty good though. We'll put Hunter there, and we'll show you how calm they are. And these are the Spuds McKenzies of 2020. Look at these guys. They are camera trained. And Louis is like, why aren't you asking me to wave? I can wave, Dad. Show everybody how you can wave. All right, so good morning. Hey, Gunner, what's up, Katie? So we got a lot to talk about the tropics. Oh my gosh, there's 4 things we have to talk about. Not just one thing, 4 things. I don't even know where to start. There's our morning yawn. Hunter always gives you one, right, buddy? What do you think about your brother? See how you look at. How old is he now, Julie?
15 weeks.
All right, so he's 15 weeks old, and he's the coolest little puppy on the planet. Spuds McKenzie. So this is Louis, this is Hunter. Hurricane Louis, Hurricane Hunter. And the Hurricane Hunters are out flying right now inside of Hannah. So we're going to talk tropics for sure. And let's pop over to our sponsor, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, and then we'll say goodbye to the puppies. Right? Hey, what's up there? WQRZ. We got a radio station. What's up? Mississippi. Awesome. Well, hey, man. Well, welcome to the chat. All right. What do you think, Hunter? You ready to go? Louis is just like a... So we had Oldsmar here taking pictures yesterday because they're doing a little feature on our family. And he took more pictures of Louis. He's like, I've never seen a dog so calm. He just sits there. He just sits there all day long. All right, enough of that. We gotta talk weather because people are not here to hear me ramble. They're here to talk weather. So we're gonna talk weather. But man, listen. If you're just joining our chat, this is what we do. We ramble on. There's a lot to talk about. So it's hard. It's hard to do a 2-minute presentation. That's why we're doing a podcast. Tom and Dan are helping me set up a podcast. So if you're a podcaster, you're going to listen to us ramble. Hey, it's better than the news. So big thanks to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. They love us here. And yes, that's my new favorite drink. I am not giving in my man card yet. I have little dogs. Oh, and there's Hunter's bark. You better pick him up. So I've officially got old. I have little dogs. I drink Bud Light Seltzer, and I pay for somebody to mow my yard. I'm slowly losing it. What's up, Jim? I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Yes, it's true, but I have more time. I can talk weather. So all right. So here's what's cooking. Let's look at this again. All right. So here's the overall tropics map on Weather Nerds. All right, so we have three things in the Atlantic we're going to talk about. Then we have possible hurricane Douglas reaching Hawaii. Last night I posted the trend for the Hawaii friends is the models are ticking to the north, and that indeed is happening. So we'll show you that. This is the overall tropics map, and I'm not going to get to say hi to everybody. I'm sorry. I try so hard. Hey, Shelly. Our Facebook, there's our buddy Whitney. We have our regulars. Hey, Jenny, our caller girl. Post your stuff in there, Jenny, if you want, for sure. No, Ashley, not the best life. So anyway, there's our girl Katie. What's up, Katie? All right, so here's the scoop. All right, so we got Hannah looking very healthy. We'll show you that. We're going to talk about Hannah first. Then we got Gonzalo that's barely hanging on, but still expected to be a hurricane nearing the Lesser Antilles. Little guy, little bitty guy. This is like Louis. This is like Hunter. Then we got a really big guy. This is like a St. Bernard. Big dog. And who's listening to something? Is that yours, Sarah? Julie, can you ever turn it down? Somebody's listening to something that's driving me nuts. So this is the big guy. So let's go right into Hannah. This is the one we're going to be watching down the road. I've been showing the Euro Ensembles on this guy, and my buddy Jonah just pointed out the UK Ensembles now are showing this also developing. So now not only do we have the Euro showing maybe some worrisome development, the UK is now showing some worrisome development. So that's what we got. So all right, so let's zoom in. Let's go right to Hannah, and we'll go right into the official map here. So here's the official latest 8 o'clock advisory. There's our track. Track's very solid. Timing has slowed down a tick. Every update's a little bit slower. Now we're looking at a landfall maybe noonish, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock Saturday. This is going to allow a little bit more window of opportunity for development. But hang on a minute. I got to turn this down. Julie, who's listening? I can't hear. Sarah, turn this down. All right, I'm back. I had to turn Sarah's iPhone down. She listens to it so dang loud, man. I can't get distracted. So here's Hannah. All right, so the big change with Hannah is slowed down a little bit. It's really looking impressive on satellite. The key point that I wanted to make is so important with these tropical systems. It never had clear spinach. And that's I posted that earlier, and we're going to show you that. So it doesn't have a serious amount of stacking going on. Right now, it's just a blob. But it's got a day. It's got a day over water, so we got to watch it close. Official forecast now has it going up to near hurricane strength. Tropical storm warnings are out, but now they're saying 65 miles an hour. So every update from the NHC is a little bit quicker. Again, 70 mile an hour, 80 mile an hour, hurricane, tropical storm. Conditions, very similar regardless. But, it's a far cry of what it was when they first started. None of the models even showed this developing. But as we said, all year. The only thing that we had to talk about was Gulf blobs have exploded this year. And indeed, I think I said that months ago. I said anything in the Gulf is going to be interesting this year because everything in the Gulf this year is blowed up. All right, so the rain map did indeed catch up. We talked about this last night. The rain map was not showing this, and now it is. So I was very wondering why the official rain maps weren't showing this. But I posted it a lot. So we got that one right. Not that I got it right. I just used some common sense. So now we're talking 6 to 8 inches of rain, lower part of Texas. So the official forecast has indeed increased its rain totals for lower Texas. That's a concern for sure. That's a lot of rain, 6 to 10 inches of rain. So there'll be isolated more with our spots. In fact, let's go to the Euro since the Euro seems like it got the rain map right. So let's take a look at the latest rain estimates on Euro. And a lot of this stuff I don't look at before I come on, so it's kind of news to me too. That's why I kind of think out loud during these things. But there you go. There again. So this is the overnight Euro, and it's still showing through the weekend big rains. We got max of 12, 13, 14, even higher rain totals. So unfortunately for lower part of Texas, lots of rain coming. What it looks like right now, we're getting squally. Let's look at the radar. Then we're going to talk about the squalls that you can expect for the upper Gulf Coast today. That was something we've been showing a lot. Here they are now already developing. This is current radar. So our system's way down here, but we're starting to see these counterclockwise, panhandle. Everything's panning out. If you guys watched last night, we showed a lot of this future radar stuff, but these squalls are moving in. Some of these squalls can be pretty stormy. Daytime heating definitely can produce water spouts and tornado warnings. So even though we're not in a tornado watch, we always get these little pop-up tornadoes. So, they're usually small. They're usually Doppler indicated. Sometimes they're not even real, but they are windy, So, these little squall lines will be watched today. They're going to get a little bit worse as the day goes on. So this is current live radar. Starting to see some squalls already in Texas. But you guys get the big stuff more tomorrow. So let's show you future radar for that part. We'll zoom in on let's zoom in on Upper Gulf first, and then we'll zoom in on Texas. So here's just one idea what we could be looking at today. All right, so this is today's Friday, right? All right, so here's noontime. You know, this is radar through the day. Just anytime, any place. Another squall line setting up this afternoon. I did see a National Weather Service update earlier that said, you know, don't focus here. We're going to be seeing these waves of rains coming into Louisiana, Mississippi, even Florida Panhandle. So later this afternoon, we're going to, you know, these storms are going to be building out in the Gulf, and they're going to be pulling up. And again, the flow for the peninsula of Florida, east to west, and we'll have afternoon storms develop again today. Middle part of Florida pushing towards the coast evening hours. So there's that. You know, nothing's changed there. Upper squalls coming in from Hannah today. And then Texas, we'll start to see the heavier stuff definitely tomorrow morning. This could be later this afternoon, actually, Houston. So later tonight we could actually start to see some. But the big stuff is tomorrow as it slowly turns into a right around Corpus Christi, north or south of Corpus Christi landfall. And we'll see what it's got. Currently, you know, it's strengthening, no doubt. It's definitely got it's looking very healthy on the latest satellite. It's definitely growing. Hurricane hunters are out there right now. The pressure's down to 1,000 millibars, so it's definitely strengthening. So we'll see what it's got. All right, I'm gonna see what you guys got real quick. Hey Loretta, yeah. So hey Kyle. So yeah, the models. So the models brisket. You guys are talking and get me hungry. So the models missed this one. Gulf blobs, man. Look at that. I'm telling you, that's a big blob. And as I mentioned earlier, just to show you the stacking lower level, there's a lot of ways you can look at the vorticity. I mean, you can look at it on the CMI SS site or Tropic site here, Wisconsin. There's your 850 millibar, and your 500 millibar is a little more elongated low, and it doesn't have really good stacking right now. The spinach with the Lorenzo is more than Hannah, and we can see that here too. That's what I posted earlier. So your 850 millibar looks very healthy. This is your lower level spin. Looks really, really good, right? Very, really good. But the middle level looks terrible. So that's what it's lacking right now. So that's good news. That's why the last couple of advisories from the NHC, I don't know if you read them, last night they talked about Hannah relocated to the south, and I think this morning's one of the updates had it that it relocated to the north, shifts. And that's because the centers are fighting on where to actually form. So the hurricane hunters are having a hard time establishing a true center. And when you don't have a true center, it has a hard time to really get going and get the wins. So, you know, what we're seeing is a slow strengthening system, but it still has a day. That's what we got to worry about. So here's another good site, cyclone weather. Holy cow, that's 92 as. That's something else. Let's take a look at Hannah. All right, so here is a general track. You know, still expected to turn west, but the last couple fixes had to go a little bit more to the north, and that's because the center is bouncing around. What did I say? Hey, Jim Parker. Man, the comments are flying in. Oh, we got 3,000 people in here. Mike, what does the National Weather Service use as far as data to go against the models? Brian, you know what? They're using common sense. You know, they look at conditions. They look at past climatology. They look at all the ensembles. But, you know, a lot of this tropics is guts. Like, Gulf's been warm. Gulf's been producing. Gulf is very low shear. Looking at the wind maps, you can see that Hannah doesn't have complete stacking, which is preventing rapid intensification. That's a good thing. If, when it was by Florida, we talked about it. It was just a wave. It didn't have any spinach, and that's always the point to make. When they don't have a core, it takes a long time to develop a low pressure spin. And the only reason this one's getting the chance to flirt at hurricane is it was originally going to make landfall Friday. Now it's Saturday. It slowed down a little bit. So that's buying a little bit of time for Hannah. So let's see what else we can talk about with Hannah. We showed future radar. Some of the flooding maps here showing high risk of floods for lower tip of Texas. That's been talked about a lot. Spaghetti models are very solid on a turn. Why the turn? We have a high pressure here to the north. That's bumping Hannah and making her go west. Go west, young man, young lady. Came in like a wrecking ball. Let's take a look at the surge map on the Sierra site. Let's see if it's gotten updated. Let me close some windows while we're waiting on it to open. Not opening yet. It's trying. Open. So yeah, listen. So we're in July. We got 4 things cooking. Hey, good morning, Rye. Thomas, what's up? What's up, Casper, Katie? All right. Well, now our surge map site's not working. What's up with that? Come on. My site's working. They might have a bazillion people on there. Some other cool sites. Listen, all right, so, I always post this one here. It's, all these little links. So when you see Hannah, all these little links are something important. They, but I like the National Weather Service winds gust map. You can click on this. It's a slow loader too, but you can see a lot. You can go forward in time, and you can get an idea what kind of winds you might expect, what kind of waves. You can change different things on it. This is on a National Weather Service site, so it's somewhat official. So we'll let that pop up. 4 things because we got Pacific to talk about. So here, good map, winds, as we go in. All these maps will get updated if the National Weather Service or Hurricane Center ups intensity. So, we're still looking at lower middle landfall sometime tomorrow, early afternoon. And, yes, it could be a hurricane. I'm telling you. It looks pretty, pretty darn impressive for just a blob. Here's your wind. So it's going to get windy. Corpus Christi area, we'll see if that's the final destination. A little to the north, maybe. Spaghetti models are still locked in pretty good, showing middle to lower Texas. So, that confidence is high. So what we got going on right now, we got the Hurricane Hunters. We're going to go to the next system now. But here's the Hurricane Hunters, officially 1,001 millibar. Winds are picking up. You can see the barbs. We don't have any yellows yet, but the pressure usually drops before the wind. Hey there, Brian from St. John, Virgin Islands. What's up? Georgia, nothing's coming yet. Could be. So, there you go. So, it's still, it's nothing to take lightly, for sure. All right, so let's go into everything else before I lose everybody. Here's here's the latest blow up. So it's definitely trying to develop, and I still think that we're going to see development of this into a higher end tropical storm, possible hurricane. Let's take a look real quick at the latest morning satellite of the Gulf, and then let's see if I can get localized. That's too small. Sub-regional right here. We can probably get it here. And we'll put it in play, and we'll see daylight. So there you go. There's our blob. There's our Hannah. And, it's definitely got lower level spin. You can see it. Very low shear in the Gulf right now. Almost non-existent. So other than the fact that it's not stacked, everything else is going for it. So expect strengthening, no doubt, today. So we got to keep an eye on it. Dawn, you're right. I'm so afraid of the next eye storm. What do I say? I can't even say Gonzalo right. Every time I say it, it's a different pronunciation. All right, so let's talk about Gonzalo. Real quick, too, Hawaii, by the way. Here's our fourth thing we're watching. There's Douglas. Now, last night, models trended a little to the north. Luckily, that's panning out. So there's a chance it might skip the Big Island and maybe impact more middle Hawaii. So, that would allow a little more weakening. However, the effects are the same. Low-end hurricane, high-end tropical storm. The good news is that it's going to lose some strength. It's 130 mile an hour right now. Tiny little guy. But the trend has been a little to the north, and we're still expected to see a weekend landfall over Hawaii. So very rare to get a direct impact from a hurricane in Hawaii. So pay attention to that. Gilligan. And if you want to go to tropicaltidbits.com, he's got a link here, current storms, and you can see everything on Douglas as far as radar, spaghetti models, all that good stuff. So there you go. Look at that. So most spaghetti models have shifted north. Picked up on that last night. So yeah, Michelle, I think it's Isaias. I don't know. So hopefully it skips the north, but unfortunately the island's behind. Going to have to deal with it. A lot of rain. We showed the rain forecast. Real quick, let's show the rain forecast, and then we'll talk about Gonzalo, and then we'll talk about the new one coming. The new one. So let's take a real quick at the rains for Hawaii. And then we'll skip right to Gonzalo for our Caribbean friends. Jamaica. I got the joint on. I don't have the joint. I don't do that. I probably should, though. Give my liver a break. My liver's kicking good, so that's good. My dad's 83, and he drank pretty heavy in his day, so hopefully I was blessed with those genes. All right, so Hawaii, here we go. We're looking at rain before I got sidetracked. So we're going to look at 2 rain maps, and then we'll look at 2 wind maps, and then we'll go to Gonzalo. So the rains could be the big story, especially for the mountains with mudslides. People forget the high mountains of Hawaii. So that's some pretty bad rain. So unfortunately, with our turn to the north, we're still getting a bend back to the south, and that puts pretty much all the islands in play with some pretty hefty rain totals. So, we're looking at upwards to a foot of rain on some of the islands. So, that's a big threat, unfortunately. And then the GFS rain to the north. So the GFS has been trending to the north, which is good. So there's still a chance this could go even farther to the north and not be a big deal. So that's good. All right. Isaias. I can't, the wildest name that I thought I wouldn't be able to say, I can say. So anyway, listen, yep, ABC, look at that. Drinking our coffee. And it's not Wednesday. Why did they go to Starbucks? Well, Emily's got camp, so they had to go to Starbucks today. And I hate Starbucks. I love Dunkin'. I can buy the same stuff at Dunkin' for a third of the price, a half of the price. Hey, Jessica, I just showed it. Jessica, listen, there's a good chance Douglas could pass to the north of Hawaii. There's that trend that it's ticking to the north. So let's hope so. Here's the Euro wind swath path. So last night's Euro was a little far south. Everything's ticking to the north for Douglas. So the Big Island might miss all the big winds. Unfortunately, a tick to the north still puts it through the middle islands. So the Euro winds skipping out on the Big Island, but it brings them in, unfortunately, behind. Again, the GFS showing everything moving a little bit to the north. So let's last map for Hawaii, and then we'll get into Lorenzo. So this is the GFS, totally missing the Big Island, but still does that little bend down, maybe clipping So there's a chance that Hawaii could miss it. The Euro's farther south, and the GFS a little to the north. So the trend has been, though, trends are your friends, and the trends have been a little tick to the north. Just saying. All right, so let's talk about our next little guy, Gonzalo. So here's your official NHC map. Gonzalo, we have hurricane watches up for parts of the islands, and tropical storm warnings up. So still expected to be a hurricane, and it's still expected to die, all within 5 days. NHC showing a death on day 96 now. So they're still talking about it. Dying. Little tiny systems are tricky. They ramp up quick and they die quick. So still expected to be 75-mile-an-hour hurricane nearing the islands. So nothing to joke around with down that way. Here's a more zoomed in map showing you the watches and warnings. So blue is tropical storm warnings. Pink are hurricane watches. So Bridgetown supposed to go a little farther south. Barbados under hurricane watch, tropical storm warning, and timing for that has been pretty consistent. Still looking at the weekend, Saturday. So if things start to go downhill, tomorrow morning with Lorenzo. So currently, it's been firing, good convection. The everybody thought yesterday was going to die because it had dry air all around. It's still firing, nice little ball of convection. It's really small. Tropical storm force winds only extend out like 20 miles. It's a little guy. It's the hunter of hurricanes. Crystal, I agree. Hey Casper, what's up, buddy? Morning. But she likes it. I'll let her pick. So anyway, it's still firing. Here's the dry air. We got a lot of dry air. Here's that dust. So Lorenzo's been dealing with this dust to the north. The dust is moving quicker than Lorenzo is. So we got a big plume of dust moving forward right now, and Lorenzo's somewhere down here. So that has been hindering a little bit of development. We can look at the dust map here. Where is it? Here. Hello. Where did you go? It's like, hey, Lucy, no worries yet. Hey, what's up, Rich Hall? I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Hey, Ben, what's up? You're going to get some rain, Chris? Yep. Hey, Kay, Trinidad, you might be just a little south of this is such a tiny little guy. There it is. So, the dust, if you watch it. So this is an animated map, obviously. Here's Lorenzo right here. I'm following it. You see that big dust plume? The dust plume is out racing Lorenzo. So it's I don't know. There's a lot of sheer head. Nobody's counting on Lorenzo surviving, so I'm not going to hype it up anymore because there's really no model support. But my only thing is these tight little spinners. We've seen plenty of systems dissipate and then they re-amp up. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's just, even though the NHC is saying it's going to dissipate, it just means it's going to be dissipated as far as classification goes. If it's not a closed low, it's not a storm. But it still could have that core, and not to say it doesn't redevelop in the Western Caribbean. So little guys are tricky. Not a huge worry past the islands. So, we're watching it, the dust. The one behind it we're going to get into real quick. I do want to rewind back to did I say Lorenzo? Did I screw up? No, I didn't. Oh, it's Gonzalo. What the hell, Lorenzo? I told you I have a hard time with the names this year. I keep saying Lorenzo. I got the N right. Is that even a name? I don't even know where I got that from. And no, I have not been drinking. Lorenzo is a name. Let's see. Lorenzo. Yeah, it's a name. It's a rapper. How did I get it, Lorenzo? Gonzalo. That's why you never trust me. Rely on your National Weather Service. Don't listen to the drunk donkey. That's funny. See, if I was on TV and I was a paid meteorologist, I might have lost my job right there. But I gain new followers when I screw up. So anyway, all right. Let's just hope it dies and I don't have to worry about screwing the name up anymore, right? Gonzalo. All right, so I said I do want to rewind back to Hannah and show you a couple more model maps I forgot to show. So we're talking about the threat with Hannah possibly getting a little stronger. And, you know, two of your hurricane-specific models. The only reason I keep showing the H-Mon and the H-Wharf are because the actual global models got this system wrong. So I'm thinking maybe the H-Wharf and H-Mon might be a little more accurate. But anyway, just to show you a couple models, you know, showing us strengthening. The H-Wharf is showing 977 landfall, pretty strong. And then the H-Mon showing 980-ish storm, 982.3. So those two models are showing a little stronger storm. Still same location landfall, but you know, just two models to watch as you know. And another thing on the site too, I haven't shown a lot. Weather Nerds, I have the link for them. Hannah Ensembles, and you can see all the great ensembles, and really none of them are showing a big blow up. But I like the ensembles because, you know, here's the GFS, here's the Euro, very close, very similar. So if you're worried about the path, everything's pretty locked in. And what the heck's the UK showing here? Another system? Well, actually, I don't want to talk about 5 systems. I don't want to talk anymore. I want to break. Hey, Whitney, yeah. I do better in the late night ones if I had a beer. So here's that. All right. So anyway, there's that. A couple more models on, what's the name of that storm again? Gonzalo. We'll, and again, I got all the links, ensembles, you know, Gonzalo's ensembles. And, you know, most of them have it die. You know, weak west waves die. They go over. So a couple of Lone Rangers show it survive. You know, again, not discrediting any of them. It's just, you know, a couple of the UK has it survive. So we're never going to take our eyes off it until it's completely dead. So, you know, we'll just casually keep an eye on it because we've seen storms come back to life. It is 2020, by the way. These are the UK ensembles. And we're starting to see our third system here we're going to talk about right here. So I was pointed out, buddy of mine, Jonah. Yeah, you know, you might be right, UK. That could have been a Gonzalo ensemble, James. I'll have to look. I know that the Euro was showing something developing off the East Coast. So I don't know if the UK ensembles are picking up on could be. There's the UK ensembles. This is another site, UK GFS. If it survives, there is going to be a weakness. We showed this a lot. There is going to be a weakness midweek up here. Yeah, you're right. That could be. That's a good point. Who was that, Mark? I think. So it could be long range UK ensembles picking up on that, or a new system altogether. Well, a new system from Gonzalo's seed. So there's a few GFS ensembles showing that weakness that we talked about and a turn midweek. But not a lot of confidence. So I don't want to harp on it too much. Here's a Navy model, kind of showing the same thing actually. So, you know, never say never. There's a Navy model. Look at that. So there's a slight chance. It would have to stay together, but the Navy model, it has been consistent showing that storm. And look at that. Even the Canadian showing a little turn. So these are, small chance. There's a chance. Yes, it'll keep the name, Marcy. Hey, Karen, you live on a sailboat. Awesome. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it. That's all. So that's the bottom line. We'll watch the little storm again. It's very small. I just said it again. Lorenzo. God, I gotta get that out of my head. Gonzalo. It's a very small storm. So the impacts, I think, again, let's take a look. If you read the public advisory, you'll see the size. And look at that. Tropical storm force winds only extend 25 miles. That's the storm. It's like the Redskins are not the Washington Redskins now. It's called the Washington Football Team. So we'll call it the storm. We'll take out the name. All right. So what else is cooking? All right. So the last thing we got to talk about is this little guy. So our wave splashed down on the water. And sorry, Jody, you gotta pay attention to our chat because they're on it. Here's a new wave, Rich. Let's finish off this overpriced coffee that tastes like every other overpriced coffee. Oh, my wife just sneezed. Great. Did you cover your mouth? All right. So this is a system we've been watching a long time, and always said, history shows we get a little guy that starts out, and then we get the second guy steals the show, and we kind of are seeing that setup right now with the second guy. So the NHC is giving it 30% chance. It's going to take a long time. It's a big old mess right now out in the Atlantic. Let's take a look. But it's concerning because the Euro and now the UK are showing development. So, compared to size, let's pull up Weather Nerds here. Matt site, great site. Erin, yeah, she hates me. Everybody's saying, oh, she's got her headphones on. She can't hear. Oh, they're all saying, God bless you.
Thank you.
For putting up with me.
Pretty much.
So, Julio, we got the Weather Channel. I have to watch that. All right, so here, look at this big old, this is a huge area. It's huge. This is going to take time to consolidate down, but this is what look at that little Gonzalo. Almost said Lorenzo. Gonzalo. And here is the new guy. So the new guy has got some pretty decent conditions right now. The water vapor map. Hey, let's go to Bobby's water vapor map. Bobby's water vapor map. This kind of is the old school black and white. It takes a second to load because it's huge. Everything's huge today. So we can spin the Earth. Oh my God, the Earth's round. How do they do that? I thought it must be cut out or something. All right, so here's what we got. So dry air. Let's let this sucker load. Let's zoom in a little bit. So we got dry air in the darker colors. Darker colors are drier air, and this is that dust plume. Let's let it load because it's a cool map. This is Bobby's map. That's why I love you all because I was corrected this morning by Jonah on the UK model, which I'm going to show. Bobby hooked me up with this awesome link. All right, so here's this cool map. All right, so here's the dry air that we're dealing with. A lot of this dry air is that dust, and there's Gonzalo. dry air. But the secondary wave has a lot of moist air, and that's a huge advantage to this wave right now because dry air is usually what kills the initial wave. So this is all, anything white and milky is moisture. So our new wave has definitely got moisture, and a couple other positive things going for it. The MJO is back, and that'll help. We really don't have any negative sinking air going on. So the next through the middle part of August here, we got favorable MJO conditions. The dust map looking a little light. Let's take a look at the future dust, and then I'm going to show you models, and then we'll show you the scary. Oh, we're getting red now. Darn it. We have to wait for Facebook to fix itself. Come on, Facebook. Come on. Come on. Make sure it's not me. Okay, it's not me. Darn it. No, we're good. Facebook is freezing. All right, so let's see. I'll type Facebook is freezing. Oh, look, I got a little more green. We got green. Hang loose. The cool thing about my software is it lets me know if my stream is up or down, and we're back up. Every now and then Facebook has these little hiccups. Yeah, we're back. Hey, everybody's back. I didn't lose anybody. Looks good, looks good. My my stream looks healthy. All right. Hey, Luis. Yeah, I think it's going to die a slow death, but we'll still watch it down the road because there are some models showing reformation. So, all right, so we're green again. All right. So I was showing the water vapor map, and Facebook had a little hiccup there. We're back green again. That's great. So, again, here's another water vapor map from the GOES satellite, and you can just see a large plume of moisture. So it's going to take a lot of time to develop a true low pressure system, but now that we have the UK on board with the Euro, and I'm going to show you all that stuff. Let's look at what we got here. And you can see the convergence starting to happen a little bit. It'll take time. These things take time. So nothing an immediate threat, but let's look at some of these long-range models. Let's go back to tropical tidbits, and we're still green. That's good. Why do I have dead space? I got to slide over. I got to look more centered. Julio, what's up? Yeah, Gonzalo is fighting, and the moisture. It's definitely entering more favorable conditions for it ahead. So that's why the NHC is still predicting hurricane on Gonzalo. All right, so let's look at the models here on the Euro. Show you what's happening. So the Euro did very well, and I heard years ago that the Euro does very well with African seeded systems. I think I heard it has a hard time with little systems, which we saw with Lorenzo or Gonzalo. I swear I haven't been drinking. So here's what we got to do. So we're going to show you what we got cooking. So this is next week, Monday, Tuesday. So again, the Euro is not back down on the idea of a system forming out of that yellow 30% X. And it's a slowly classic deepening Cape Verde possible hurricane nearing the islands next midweek next week, and then slowly developing. And yesterday's run had it here, 10 days out, yes, and overnight run here. So the important thing is it's keeping up with tradition of developing a system slowly across the main development region into the Caribbean, 10 days out. It's bouncing, obviously, like a cone, here, yesterday's run, today over here. So that's not a big concern. The only concern I have is the fact that it's showing the slowly developing system. And big systems like that, sometimes, we have to watch. So that's very consistent. The UK now showing it also. UK doesn't go out as far, but it's a pretty good model Genesis model that does well sometimes, but definitely as we get into time here, showing pretty good signature of a hurricane midweek next week. So you have two models now showing development here midweek to watch, and we can go back up to the Euro here, show you the same placement, same time. This is Wednesday next week, and then it starts to develop it. So that's pretty high confidence that we're going to see something down that neck of the woods. Let's see what the other models show. I haven't really looked at the icon. Well, the icon's showing it too. Look at that. Look at that. Icon's starting to show it right here. Lorenzo, it's still, or Gonzalo, it still shows Gonzalo hanging on. This is the icon model. So 990, this is Gonzalo here. So definitely high chances here of either A, Gonzalo hanging on, and here's the Axis model showing low pressure Wednesday. So Julie, you're snoring. She's in the... So there you go, Access G. All right, so let's look at the ensembles. A couple things to look at. Let's jump right into the gloom and doom. Oh my God. Oh, you don't snore. Don't watch the replay then. What's up, morning, Drunk Donkey Nation? Christy, I like that name. What'd you miss? You always miss the fun. Let's see, Telford. Hey, what's up, buddy? How's it going up that way? You're getting some rain up there, I'm sure, right? You're right, Whitney. So let's talk about the wave, and then we'll rewind again and talk about that possibility of Lorenzo hanging on. But here, well, it's pretty interesting. This is 29th, so 5 days out. Wednesday. All right, so here are your. All right, so here's the bottom line. Here's this wave. It's a couple degrees tick north of Gonzalo, but the European ensembles are definitely showing more and more development as we get into the later time frame, 10 days out. So if we just go 10 days and look at the ensemble map, quite a few are showing development here. We got a lot of land. It could cross over Hispaniola, but we just got to watch. Just, we're too far away yet to be too nervous about it. Just be aware. But, definitely it could still be a weaker system nearing the islands midweek. But this is like Wednesday. I'm circling where it's going to be next week, Wednesday. And then we're going to worry about what happens past Wednesday. So, the latest operational run of the Euro actually had it come down here. Yesterday's operational run had it up here. This is the overnight ensemble. So what we usually get, you get a model run overnight, the 00Z, the James Bond run. Then the ensembles run after the operational, and you start to get a sense of what they're thinking, and now they're kind of shifted back. So we'll see this. We'll see this flip-flop effect. We'll see it. I would almost bet everything that the afternoon Euro run is going to bring it back up this way a little bit more. So there's that. The GFS is showing it. Let's go back to Tropical Tidbits. The only good news that it could not happen would be, GFS, nothing. The CMC, which has been really good this year, a little late to the game here, not showing it. In fact, the CMC not really showing much of Lorenzo anymore, just a weak wave crashing into Mexico. And not really showing it. So that's, those are two good models. Let's look at the Navy model, by the way. Let's see if it updated. Last night, it was only, there we go, it's stuck. It's working now. Navy model is hell-bent on Lorenzo, or Gonzalo. God, I'm screwed. Look at that. So if you want to gloom and doom your friends, Gonzalo, the Navy model has not backed down from bringing Gonzalo up into Florida. Not the best model in the world. But which map, Jonathan? No, the only steering for Ashley, we just got a strong high pressure over the Atlantic. Very classic to get these storms circle the Bermuda High. And depending on how strong the high pressure is how far west or east they go. And the high pressure is strong. So anything that comes off, more than likely, is going to follow this path. That's what we get. Some years the Bermuda High is weak and our systems curve up and miss the East Coast. Some years they're stronger and allow it to go a little bit more to the west. So that's the Navy model. No huge worries. The Icon model showing Gonzalo down here. Icon model showing next week's low here. So that's what we got. And I wanted to go to the UK again because it's starting to show the ensembles on our next track. So here is a cool little graphic. This is on weathernerds.org, by the way, but these are the ensembles on Gonzalo, but now it's picking up our new wave to the north. So this is the wave from Africa now being picked up by the UK as far as development goes. And orange, it's Hurricane Plus, so something to watch. Timing again would be Wednesday next week right here. But now we have strong support from the UK and we have strong support from the Euro on development a little farther north. Puerto Rico, need to be watching. Obviously, Virgin Islands, Lesser Antilles, all you guys down that way. But this one's a little farther north. It's always been a little farther north. That's been very consistent. I think last night's operational run of the Euro is the outlier. It'll be back up north again. We haven't really looked at Gfs Ensembles. Let's take a look at that. See what if it's showing any signs of our low. And it is. Not a lot. Well, look at that though. This is interesting. Wait a minute, what the hell's going on here? All right, so here's Gonzalo. What the heck is that? That can't be. Is that Wednesday? Oh, it is Wednesday. Okay, so all right, so let's zoom in a little closer. So the even though the GFS operational isn't showing, we always look at ensembles, and this is the wave that the Euro and UK are picking up on next Wednesday, and you're starting to see now a little more. And look, we still got a few faint ensembles Wednesday, going up into Florida midweek from Lorenzo or Gonzalo. I'm not doing that on purpose, by the way. That's actually only one. I think it's only one member. But so GFS slowly sniffing it. Not a lot of support, but you can see that it does have a couple thinking this general area. So here's that. So, you know, we don't want to get too worried about it. Let's see what's going on in Twitter land. Because we got the hurricane hunters out there flying around right now. They are taking off from Puerto Rico now. It looks like, oh, yep, going into Gonzalo. So the hurricane hunters are flying 2 missions now. They got one going on in the Gulf currently, flying around. Look at that. And then we got one taking off from Puerto Rico right now. Hey, Colvin, yep, you guys have small little system coming, but you got tropical storm warnings and hurricane watches up. Showed a bunch of that. So we'll see what it can do. It's 60-mile-an-hour winds right now. Still expected to be a hurricane nearing the islands this weekend, and then a weakening. But like I said, we're starting to see more ensembles picking up it, hanging on, and maybe regenerating midweek next week, somewhere right here. So I'll post that. Let's see. I want to see what she looks like now, Hannah. Still bubbling. Hadn't had a lot of lightning in it. That's a good sign. Hasn't really been able to strengthen rapidly. Still a big old blob out there in the Gulf trying. Visible satellite. Sunshine. Ooh, what the heck? We don't have visible yet. Oh, maybe it's the other link. There's visible. Visible. There's your visible satellite. And, you know, clear low rotation underneath all this convection. So anyway, hey, Denise. Yep, Whitney, you got to refill your cup. I got cold coffee now. So nothing worse than overpriced Starbucks coffee is overpriced cold Starbucks coffee. That's right, car warranty people. Terry. So we're probably the last ones on the planet that has a home phone. And when we did our kitchen remodel last year, we had them put up the tile where the kitchen plug was, and I moved the phones to the bedroom. And that was in October. And we have not used that phone since. So I don't know who calls. The answer machine says that it's full. And yeah, I know. The joke with the Starbucks is not my decision. It's Emily's decision. She likes Starbucks. And you know, I spoil her, so. Let me click on another good satellite, and then we'll read some comments, see what everybody's feeling. But that was 1 hour. Man, you know, it's so much stuff to talk about. We got 4 things out there. So I like this cyclonic weather site, Alex site here, and you got some really cool red, green, blue visible as the sun comes up. I always love this one on the NOAA site, and they took it off. But the lower level clouds are yellow, and the upper clouds are white. So when we see a system that becomes naked, you'll see the lower level spin and the convection blown off. But this one doesn't have much shear at all, so we're not seeing that. But you can still see the lower level spin very clear on the satellite, and it's very impressive. There is a lack of convection to the northwest, though, which is interesting to see as how there's really no shear out there. It might have time to catch up. So it's in a pocket of 0 shear right now. Very little, not 0, but very little shear. So is Gonzalo. And, you know, steering maps, high pressure to the north. It's going to push. There's our bush. Push Hannah into Texas. Timing still tomorrow, landfall. So there you go. And, you know, another great site, obviously Tropical Tidbits. He's also got satellite imagery that's very clean to look at. Very nice. So we'll leave that up there right there. This is Hannah. We'll leave it right there. Let's see. Naked. Yeah, we talk about naked hurricanes, Denise. Naked is when they lose their convection to the top. And when they have a lot of shear. Hey, Brian. Loop eddy? Yeah, loop eddy. Loop eddies. Loop eddies are a phenomenon that satellite imagery has definitely helped technologies help. But loop eddies are warm rivers of water in the Gulf, basically, in not really in the Atlantic, but just like a river does. Like, let me show you. Like, let's see. Let's do a picture of Mississippi River. I can't even spell, but that's why I love Google. You just put on a bunch of letters and it'll do it for you. So I remember this in school. I love it. You know, science is amazing. Let me find a good one here. Kind of go what I'm talking about. This is probably a good one here. So let me bring this one up, and we'll bring it up big. So over time, rivers start to make new paths. You know, they meander. This is an old part of the Mississippi. Well, rivers start to bend, and then pressure starts pushing a new river path, and you get a new river, and these little breakaways are left behind, and that's where the river used to be. But over time, you know, floods or whatever just pushes a new pathway, and you get these little break-offs. And that's exactly what happens in the ocean. So this is the Gulf Stream water, and it's hot, obviously. And they do the exact same thing. Eventually, the Gulf Stream makes a new path. This little guy breaks off, and look, they're still spinning out here. There's a little loop eddy, still spinning. They just naturally don't go away. They just spin out there, and they're fed. You know, they just. So we got a little loop eddy here, and we got one here, and this is what helped Harvey. Unfortunately, Harvey parked right on top of one of these loop eddies, and and the importance of it with tropical systems is you hear a word called upwelling. Eventually, Dorian did finally weaken some, but usually systems run out of hot water below as systems pull up moisture. That's why heat and ocean temps are a huge part of storms, is because they feed off the warm water underneath. When a system's slow moving, it'll actually run out of warm water, and it'll start pulling up cold water, and the cold water will help choke the system. That's why after a system forms like Cristobal, you could go back on NASA satellites and see the path that Cristobal took, because it cools the water as it goes. So with these loop eddies, you get extra fuel basically for systems to pull up from, and it was proven. I guess Katrina had one. Michael fed into one. They're just part of the equation on helping storms, and there's some theory they help storms spin. Kind of like an anticyclone, upper low pressure, or upper high pressure, I guess. So yeah. So technically our system's right here. So it's not over this guy. But there is warm water pumping in here off the coast of Texas. So that's just one of the, and that's why the HMON and HWRF are probably showing a little development as it nears the coast, because it's going to have extra warm water right here. And sometimes you can see it on the satellite page of NASA. Now this is more anomalies. This isn't current temps. This is an anomaly map. We want a daily water temp map, and that's what this one is. So there it is. Well, that's still cooler than normal, but cooler than normal, but it's still pumping in hot water. That makes sense. That's sea surface temperature, not ocean heat content. Ocean heat content, see that little yellow right here? That's what I was looking at. Ocean heat content is how deep the water goes. So just because you have hot surface sea temperature doesn't always mean that you're gonna have a strong potential. It's how deep the water goes. And this is a cool map. This measures the heat content. The ocean heat content is how deep the hot water goes. And you can see that loop eddy right here, and you can see that little spin hot water pocket we just saw. And another cool map you can look at on two things here. I haven't really showed on this little live thingy we did, but we can look at the microwave pass and see any sort of development structure-wise. And it's been sloppy looking. It's starting to get that look. This is the overall healthiness. The last 48 hours of Hannah, and towards the end here, the eastern southern side, we're starting to see some development. Interesting. The other thing that's cool is this custom Hannah storm products, and this is the map I was showing a lot yesterday. But you can put on the ocean heat content and see water temps, and so it's got a little cool water here too, though. That's we got cool water on the surface, but warm water below. That might offset. It's like offsetting penalties. So you can be your own little weather person and do all that stuff. Gonzalo. Only microwave you love, Cindy? Yeah. Let's take a look at Gonzalo's ensemble or microwave pass and see if it looks. There's a shrimp. Weakened a little bit. Ooh, the shrimp's back. So you can see Gonzalo's a little more structured system as far as complete spinning goes. So both are not the best looking systems. But let's go to Twitter real quick and see if anything's changed. What's a sharer, Jenna? Casper, you're right. And this is a pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting to see lack of convection right now going on with Hannah because, it doesn't have that core, so it's not, There's our Rays starting up tonight. Look at that. I need to get the face. Rays. Go Rays. Baseball's back. All right, here's your rain impacts. We know that. Another dust plume. Nope, that's just an old picture. That's an old picture of the dust. That's just. Here's Ed Petrowski talking about. You're gonna start to hear a lot more about this wave out here in Africa. Scary that we could be talking about a Cape Verde system early in the season like this, because we're not even like supposed to be talking about the tropics right now. Look at this. We're supposed to be here. Look, July. What the heck date is it? July what? 24th. Look, we're supposed to be right here. This is where we're at. We're right here. There's supposed to be nothing going on right now. We haven't even entered August, September, October yet. Hope I have enough voice left. Cool, man. All right, let's see what you're saying. Yeah, Derek, the warm waters are helping, and lack of shear, and it's just it just doesn't have a lot of core yet to develop that true low pressure center that really get things fired up. So that's the one negative, positive, however way you want to look at it. The one thing holding back is the lack of stacked low and middle low pressure. Otherwise, this thing would be rapidly intensifying. I have no doubt. But as we said all along, it doesn't have that tight spin yet. Unfortunately, it has one more day left out on the water. So that's the only thing we got to worry about is, run up the hurricane possibly. And it's possible for sure. Here's pressure maintaining 1001 millibar. That's a good sign. No drop yet. Winds are slowly picking up though. We got one yellow bar about there now. So winds are catching up. Yep, Shelly. Yep, flatten the. All right. Yeah, flatten the curve. We got curves. We got graphs. We just got a different type of graph. We got tropics graphs. Right? All right. So, all right. Well. So we'll repost this at noon. I'll probably go live tonight at 8 o'clock. Reading your all stuff. You guys crack me up. So all right. It's got a lot of new fans in here. Really appreciate it. Listen, I've been going Facebook Live for many years. We ramble on, but we got a good group. If you're interested in supporting the page, I gotta pump it up. We got a supporter button right here, become a supporter, and we got a cool little chat room for supporters if you want to take it even farther. Clothes are optional in the supporter room, just no pictures. Plus I give you all discounts on gear. Try to post in there a little bit more, so appreciate that, and all that good stuff. So, and make sure you submit your drunk donkey pictures. Let's check out our post today. I got my old site back, thank goodness. I can't figure out the other one. But if you got a picture you want me to share, I'm going to do a post today on a drunk donkey share of the day. Here's people's posts. I try to read them. Ronaldo, yep. That's not an area of interest. No, I saw that too, Ronaldo. That's just I don't know what that is. I want to look at that real quick. There you go, Caitlin. Yep. We're looking at that. Freddie talking about the Navy model. Yeah, we showed that one. Here's some storm clouds in OBX. Look at that water spout. Good picture, Melvin. Thank you. Look at that sucker. Gilligan's Island, Aaron Jackson. So anyway, submit your. Oh, that's a nice sunset. Neil and Alyssa Davis. Thank you, Galveston. Oh, yeah, you got storm coming. Rain band in Northwest Florida. Thank you, AJ. I hope I said that right. Marissa shared our post. Thank you. Karen. Thank you. Thank you. Double Rainbow. Bitty Beach. Nice. Renee talking about the Euro model. Yep. So anyways, share your drunk donkey picture of the day, and I'll share it. We got some mass pictures now of the drunk donkey mass, and mine should be here any minute. So any day, not minute, day. All right, I gotta go. I need a nap. So we're gonna wait for the new advisory. So we got a new advisory coming out at 11. Probably not going to be big changes with Hannah. We'll see what they say about Gonzalo. And we'll get this map updates at 2 and 8. So a little trickery, little trick about the NHC. They update new tracks at 11 and 5 for systems. 11 and 5. They update area of interest 2 and 8. So we won't get a new update on this guy. But it's so far away, they won't make much. It's going to be a couple days. But we're talking Wednesday right here. So, it's within 7 days. So if you're in the islands, you need to be paying attention to this guy. Midweek. Midweek, it's going to be right here. And if Gonzalo hangs on, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, we could be seeing it try to get going again. A few models are saying possible. An eventual path appears more northward as we have a break in the let me make sure. So a lot of this is Mike thinking out loud, because I this is what I do without talking. So this is my brain talking now. I'm just thinking out loud. But so here's midweek. Still on par. This is 500 millibar and troubled tidbits. But if Gonzalo hangs together, we have a break in the high pressure, and we have a little bit of path to go north. So that's been showing up steady. So if it hangs on, and if it's extremely weak, it'll just crash into Mexico. So a lot of this depends on how strong it is. But if it does keep together, the eventual long-term path could have it pull northward, as there is a break. And that's been showing. There's a euro, so, that's midweek breakage path. Matthew, I did talk about it. I hope I did. I even got a link down here for Matthew, or Douglas, so. Yeah, I've been doing quite a few, more than I used to, so. So anyway, all right. Amy, yeah, you got a generator on the way. Coolest generator on the planet, by the way. I can endorse these guys. Amazon. Let me go to Amazon. Before we got our RV, we camped and a travel trailer. And I had these Champion generators. Yeah, they're like $300. Now they got even bigger ones. But it used to be around $300. They make a good 3,500 watt generator. Now it's $420 now, free delivery. They've upped it. Now they got wheels and stuff. But anyway, I really, really, really like it. And the cool thing about it, it's $420 now. They must have went up. Free shipping though. It used to be around $360. Oh, this has got wireless remote start. Oh my God. Where the hell was that in my day? Is this the same one? Man, you get rid of the stupid pull kit. I don't know if that's wireless start or not. But all right, well, I'm going to look more into that. But this is the key. So Champion generators are quiet. You got to be careful buying a generator that's loud. Look at the decibel rating. Anything under 70 is great. 68 is not bad at all. So the Champion is quiet, 68, and it runs a long time on fuel. 12 hours on 50% load. And what's cool about this Champion is they have an RV plug, 30 amp plug, and you can buy daisy chain wires that have multiple plug outlets. So that's the key. I don't know if this one's doesn't say starting. Man, that would be great, because man, it sucks trying to start these things sometimes. You got to keep them primed. But anyway, Champion, I love it. Wireless remote start. Look at that. It is wireless remote start. How is that even possible? Oh, you got a little button. That is so cool, man. So $400, free shipping, wireless remote start. Unbelievable. That's what you need right there. All right, I'm done rambling. You guys are great. So I'll do one later tonight. We'll watch the Tropics. New update coming out any minute. We'll see what happens. So sounds good, right? All right, we'll see you guys. Dual fuel, yes. Whitney, dual fuel is propane and gas. So some of them actually run on propane now, which is cool, right? So hey, cool, Cindy. All right, thank you, Richard. Appreciate it, buddy. All right, so we'll see y'all later tonight for sure. Thanks for everything. We rambled on enough. So have a great day. Happy Friday. Oh, and by the way, it's National Tequila Day. If you didn't know that, today is National Tequila Day. Okay, I just put a bunch of letters in, and Google knows what I'm thinking. Today is National Tequila Day, Friday, July 24th. So look at that. So have a lime, have some salt. Cheers. Bye.